Hello, everyone. This is my review of my Chanel flap wallet. As you can see, I got it in this beautiful gold color, and then it does have some hardware on it, and I really like the hardware because it's not huge and overwhelming, but it's not super small and you can still see it. With a lot of Chanel flap products in general, even their bags, sometimes that flap part gets a little bit misaligned and wonky, and that seems to be the case for this wallet as well. And again, I've noticed that on a lot of the Chanel products with the flap. I've had this for about 1 to 2 months now, so I thought it'd be a good time to do a review. But here is a little tour of the wallet. So this is part of the inside. You can go ahead and see Chanel on there. I do remove some of my cards. Usually there's a card in each of these little areas, but you can see how well they fit in. They are pretty tight fits. And that's how the inside looks overall. There is some room for cards in this little area. And then I don't really keep anything in these flap areas, but I guess you could. And then that's how it closes. Then moving on to the back, there is a little section in the back that has a zip. You can put some money in it. Again, you really don't want to overstuff this wallet. I do feel like this is a pretty fragile wallet overall, but you definitely can keep some things in here. Originally, when I purchased this wallet, I really wanted to use this as a clutch for formal events as well as an everyday wallet. However, realistically, I do think that this is a little bit too big to use for every single day, at least for me. This takes up most of the space in my bag. And so I really think I'm going to move to more of a card holder for everyday use. I also do feel that since this is such a beautiful wallet, I actually really do baby it and I keep it in a little case inside my bag for everyday use. And again, it's just not really ideal to use as an everyday wallet. So I will show you the back. You can see some of these are kind of like popped stitches. And I actually did buy this product knowing that this was present. And again, I did buy this new from the Chanel boutique. There was only one of this color left. There wasn't anything else, and I really didn't want to wait. I definitely wouldn't recommend buying an already damaged product from Chanel, but again, I really did not want to wait. I knew I had so many upcoming events that I wanted to use this for, and so I knew that it wasn't the perfect product, but I decided that I didn't want to wait. The other piece of damage is on this is this little black dot that you can see that's actually a little scratch. And that is something that happened when I put this inside one of my coat pockets. And I think it just kind of got caught a little bit on the zipper. So I do think this is the caviar leather, which is supposed to be a little bit more durable from what I've heard. However, I do still think this is a very, very fragile product. And I think anytime I don't baby this product, some damage ends up happening. That being said, I really have used this for so many recent events like baby showers, birthdays, graduations, so I don't really regret buying it. However, on a daily basis, when I put this in my bag, I do keep it in this Chanel bag that it came with. This is really dusty and probably dirty, and that's because realistically, I throw this in my bag, and that's what happens to the outside of the case. That's kind of how much has accumulated on it over time. And so you can really tell I do definitely baby this product on a daily basis. And I think due to the size and how much I have to be careful with this, I will be moving to a smaller card holder. And I'm not sure the brand yet, but probably something much more durable. You really do have to be cautious and not to overfill this wallet as well. Um, as you can see, definitely overfilling this can put more pressure on the product. And so, definitely, if you're someone like me who really likes to stuff their wallet full, again, that makes it really hard for daily use. Overall, I think I paid around 1,200 with tax for this wallet. I would say, was it really worth 1,200? Probably not. However, do I regret getting it? No. This was my first Chanel purchase, and it really has been something that I've used a lot over these summer months. And so, no, I don't really regret getting it. I do think, though, now that I've had experience with my first Chanel product and how much I have had to baby it, I don't know that I would really buy a bigger Chanel bag, or a bigger Chanel product, at least not yet, because I think for the amount that I have had to be so careful with this bag, it's not really worth it to use something like this on a daily basis. And I will say most items I do buy to use on a daily basis. This is probably the one exception that I do use more for just fancy events. And that's it for my Chanel flap wallet review. I will do another review on this in a few months to comment on wear and tear and my thoughts on this product at that time.